Hi, my name is Ryan. I'm a computer engineering student at Concordia University. So I wanted to get into computer engineering, which is what I'm studying, right? And McGill, so it was basically, I wanted to stay in town. I wanted to either go to McGill or Concordia. I applied to both, but McGill's requirement for their R score is a bit higher. I think it was around 30 at the time. And the R score for Concordia was 28, and I had like just above 28 going into uni, so it was, I would have gone into whatever I was accepted in. I probably would have maybe gone to McGill, but I'm very happy at Concordia. It's been a good experience so far. It's a challenging program. I do struggle in it a little bit. It has been tough, but this past semester, so when I applied, there's an option for co-op as well. So the co-op program essentially helps you get internships. I think you get 3 internships throughout your 4 years. It's a 4-year program, and you either work or you're in school during the summers, every summer. So my first 3 semesters were fall, winter, summer in school, and then this past semester I was in an internship. And then I go back to school, and then 8-month internship, either divided into 2 places for 4 months each or one long one, and then I go back to school and finish the last year. Yes, they have to be paid. There's a software essentially called Compass that you go on and you see a bunch of postings. So from all these different companies that are have like some sort of agreement with co-op. So they hire the only interns they hire are through co-op. So for instance, Bombardier, my uncle works at Bombardier actually, and he hires students from Concordia and co-op. And you go through Compass to make your applications. You have to include your cover letter, your resume, and your transcript, so they can see your transcript. So that could be very good for some people and a little bit less good for others. In my case, my first semester was really challenging, and I struggled in differential equations, and I had to retake that. So my GPA suffered a little bit, and I think that definitely has an impact when you're applying through co-op, because they can see your transcript and they're kind of ranking all of the students that are applying to their company in terms of like their favorites and then their best in terms of academia. So I think it could be very useful for some people and challenging for others. So it kind of gets your foot in the door. It gets you started in the career that you're looking to embark on in the future, right? And often for these internships, they often want you to come back, and you often get offers at the end of them as well. In my case, however, like I said, I think the transcript did not do me any favors. I have brought it back up since then, but when I was applying in the summer, essentially you apply throughout the whole summer, like right from when the winter semester ends, around April, May is when you start applying, and it goes all the way through August, the applications, and you have to apply a lot. Everybody when I was in school in the summer, and I was asking my peers in computer engineering if they had gotten their internships yet, or interviews or anything. The ones that had said that they had gotten interviews or offers had 200 plus applications. And I had, and my friends that I knew that hadn't gotten interviews yet were all around 100. So like, it takes a lot. And actually no, I had an interview around 100. I had 1 or 2, one at Bombardier and at Air Canada, but it was I unfortunately didn't get those. So I went into August and I still hadn't gotten an internship yet. I was getting very nervous that I was going to end up having to go back to school. So if essentially, once you get into August, I think, then they start doing this bundling. So they take Concordia, like co-op, will take your resume, cover letter, and transcript and send it out to a bunch more companies within co-op that you might have not have looked at yet or didn't get around to applying to. So they just send it out for you. They want you to get an internship. That's the goal. They want to help you achieve that. And it was like mid-August. I was doing finals for my summer semester. I was very stressed, taking Cal 3 in the summer, having to apply to all these internships all the time. And I was getting nervous that I wasn't going to get one. And I was really looking forward to it, because 3 straight semesters of school, I was getting burnt out, and I really wanted that internship. And I finally got another interview at Concordia. So my internship was at Concordia. It was in the library building. but unfortunately it wasn't exactly related to my field. So had I read the job description, I probably wouldn't have applied to it myself, but they applied, they did it in the bundling, and I guess I got the interview through that. And at that point, I was going to take anything I could get because I wanted that internship, and I didn't want to go back to school for another 2 or however many semesters, because then your internship semester gets delayed. And so this fall, sorry I'm rambling, but this fall it was I was in my internship at Concordia. I was a community support agent. So I helped Concordia faculty file their expense reports, purchase requisitions, dealing with their timesheets for any staff that had to submit them, and their employee profiles, payment information, all these different things. And a lot of the software for expense reports and purchase requisitions come up with a lot of errors when they're trying to submit their reports. And that's what we help with. So they will book an appointment with my team, and then I meet with them over Zoom or Teams, and they share their screen and I help them figure it out. And if I can't fix their error, then I will escalate it to HR, BPO, or IITS so that they can take a deeper look into it. And they have a lot more access than we do. We just kind of have what they have, but we know how to fix the errors, kind of thing. So I'm going into my second year. I've done 1 internship. I have 2 more, essentially. But it would be year 3, it would be winter, summer of year 3. And that could mean either 1 long 8-month internship or 2 4-month internships. I find it can be pretty challenging, especially like juggling with each class, because each class is demanding on its own, and I've always been a person that needs a lot of time with the material. Especially in math. I was always good in math throughout high school, but then once you get to calculus and these more complicated courses, and I don't have as much time as I would like to invest in them because I have all these other projects and assignments and team things to do in other courses, it gets hard to juggle it all. So it's been pretty challenging for me, especially because we're learning the base of computer engineering and software engineering and all this stuff. So it's you're starting off, right? So it's the more complicated things. It's not as interesting as it might be later on in the future when you know more and you're more interested in it. You're really getting all like the nitty-gritty stuff at the beginning, kind of out of the way. So it's challenging, and it's hard to find the motivation for it right now. But I'm looking forward to, because I do see. I see the advancements in technology that are coming out nowadays with AI and all this stuff, and I am very interested in it, and I know that I would love to work on that in the future. But right now it's hard to see that because of how challenging these little things are right now, you know? So I knew that I wanted to go into something computer related, and I've always been interested in software engineering, but I wasn't 100% sure I would want to be stuck at a desk 24/7. And I also really liked the hardware aspect of computers. I built a computer in high school, and I loved it, and I wanted to learn more about it and really see both sides of it, hardware and software. And that's where I realized computer engineering might be the best choice for me, because it's a combination of software engineering and mechanical engineering. So you learn about circuits, you learn about all the different hardware components, and understanding electricity and little things like that you might not get to see in software engineering. So that has always interested me, and I'm happy I'm learning it, but it is very tough. Yeah. Advice. I'm still looking for advice. I'm wondering every day if I've made the right decision, to be honest, just because of the challenges that I'm facing. But I would say, if you know that you're interested in it, to just dedicate yourself to learning more about it. And I think that's one of the biggest things about this industry, is that it's constantly evolving, constantly changing, and there's advancements every day, so there's that's one of the big things about big things that worries me but also excites me, is that I'm going to have to constantly be learning, constantly be continuing to teach myself and educate myself on the side, not at work, to progress my career forward. And if I don't, then you might get left behind, because it's ever changing. So it's very exciting, but I totally understand why some people might be afraid of that, because it does require work. But I think if you know that you're interested in that, you're going to be safe, because there's always going to be a place for you. It's the biggest industry, I think, in the world right now. There's so much you can do. I don't even know what I want to do yet, because there's so much option. That's a tough question to answer, to be honest. 5-year goal, because I don't think I'm going to continue. I don't think I'm going to do my master's. I think that once I graduate in computer engineering, I think I'm going to want to start working. And in what? I don't know. I'm really interested in the video game industry. I think that would be really cool. But I'm also interested in computer, just like development and chips, and learning all about that and how we can perfect and make the software and computers we use just so much better than they already are. You know, like I'm seeing all the stuff that Apple is coming out with, and it's been revolutionary, and it really gets me excited to possibly be in that one day. But I don't know. We'll see. There's a lot of option. Yeah.